Yeah, I think as I'm listening to you, I'm also I'm pondering the question of like why do I even make it my issue?
Mhm.
And I think that's I'm reminded that's one of the reasons I don't use social media
Yeah,
because
it's hard not to if it's right in front of you.
yeah, it's like the more we're inundated with other people's lives, the more
Mhm.
we're giving ourselves room to then
Mhm.
judge people.
Yeah.
But it's like without, you know, without social media, without paparazzi, like if you
Mhm.
just look at the common average person,
Mhm.
they're living a life just like someone who's put in the limelight.
Mhm.
And obviously there's differences, but they're living this track. They're on a track of living their life.
Mhm.
And if you're just taking snapshots out of out of these
Mhm.
people's lives, and granted, I think there's a responsibility that comes with someone who's extremely successful, like
Mhm.
in the someone who's in the public eye, someone who's extremely successful at what they do.
Mhm.
Like there are things that come with that you should be prepared for,
Mhm.
and so to then that's where it does come down to like a character issue of a person or the character of the person and how
Mhm.
they act, and so but I keep coming back to like why does it matter to me
Mhm.
what someone else does? And it's not that it's not that it's like bad to know, but I think the danger of judgment is that there's like a law of reciprocation of judgment.
Mhm.
As I judge someone else, now I'm essentially inviting someone else to judge me in the same manner. For
Mhm.
and I think that's when you know you're kind of like setting yourself up for for that to happen when we start to judge people and say, you know, you did this, so like,
Mhm.
and that's where the fine line is. It's like just because you did something wrong, like I need to use wisdom to then discern: do I continue to support this
Mhm.
person? Do I continue like
Totally.
if I pull my car into a mechanic shop and they change my tires and I pull out and my tire falls off, I'm probably not going to take it back to the same place to get it repaired. If it's like the same guy, if I know the same guy's going to be working on
Mhm.
it, because it's like, no, I've lost this bond of trust to like entrust you essentially with my life now as I'm out
Mhm.
on the road. And I think there's wisdom in that. And it's not to say that I now need to go and just blanket statement like, hey, wherever I live, don't go to this guy's mechanic shop
Mhm.
because he almost killed me because he made a mistake or
Mhm.
and that's where you get into the unknowns. There's so many unknowns of it. It's like, was it a mistake? Was it intentional? Like, I don't know the guy.
Has this happened so many times, or is that the
Yeah,
only
and it's
time?
just like, man, and I think that's where, as people, we really have to come down to the heart of love,
Mhm.
which is unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but it's fortunate. Unfortunately, I think as people, we are called to extend the hand of grace
Mhm.
if it comes down to a decision like that. Do I trust him or like do I give him a second chance or do I not?
Mhm.
And again, that's where some of these questions I think become irrelevant. It's like, do I support Morgan Wallen or do I not? Well, it doesn't really matter to you unless you maybe just always listen to his music and then it's like, oh,
Mhm.
he did that. Like, I feel like we're always continuously, like day in and day out, we're building this repertoire of like who we are, and it's
Mhm.
proven by what we do.
Mhm.
And for someone to then take a moment of that and judge someone, that's not a full picture. Like, and it's like, I think it's like the example of Instagram or Facebook. Like, I see these snapshots of people's lives, and I have to look at that with the filter of this snapshot has been edited, colored, recolored, like cropped. Like, I'm looking at the best version of this moment possible on this screen. And now it's like, why do I feel like I need to make a judgment based on that? And I think so I don't know, it's hard for me. Even the concept of like talking about
Like a stance on something.
yeah, it's just like, and what was the shirt Pastor Robert was wearing?
Cancel culture.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just as a culture, like, it's like, why do we need to be so quick to judge? And it's hard because I understand it. Like, I can be so quick to judge. I feel like we've been conditioned to become that way. But what do you do to change that? I think we have to change our hearts, and I think we have to take our focus off of other people. Like, we can't have this comparison game, but it's so hard in today's day and age.
Well, I also feel like things can be, there's measures we can take on our own to make sure we aren't inundated with a million different things to make it harder for us to not judge, to not, like, I think you not having social media makes it pretty easy for you to, like, not only not care, but not even be aware of so many things happening that don't necessarily matter. Like, but it is interesting, like, when I look at the difference between you and me, like, there is like a part of my day dedicated to, like, ooh, okay, there's like a new post about this, or the reunion part 3 that I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna have opinions on, and I'm gonna have feelings and thoughts, and it's like, that isn't necessary, and nor is it productive. And I am giving myself an opportunity to step into judgment and to on something that literally has nothing to do with me, that I will not change. So I think that's a good point of, like, why, if it's not, like, affecting you, or, like, why we don't have to take the judgment role ever. Like, we shouldn't.